Good afternoon and welcome to the October 20th, 2025 meeting of the Gaston County Board of Education. My name is Josh Crisp and I'm proud to represent the Dallas Township, and I serve as the chair of the board. I would like to welcome everyone to the meeting tonight and like to ask our other board members to introduce themselves, starting with Mr. Dedman.
Lee Dedman, Gastonia Township.
Bobby Lovelace, Cherryville Township.
Jana Smith, Gastonia Township.
Dot Cherry, at-large member.
A.M. Stevens, Riverbend Township.
Brett Moore, Crowers Mountain Township.
Jeff Ramsey, at-large member.
And Mr. Kinlaw, who represents South Point, is excused tonight. Our first order of business is to have our invocation. I would like to ask Bobby Holtzclaw from Cherryville Christian Fellowship to come forward and provide our invocation.
Let us pray. Father, we come to you in the mighty name of your Son, Jesus Christ, and we thank you, dear God, for this time and opportunity, dear God, to come to the throne of grace. We ask your blessing, dear God, upon all our schools represented in Gaston County. We pray for your blessing, your protection, that your angels encamp about them. We pray for all the teachers and administrators, Lord, that serve in our schools and minister to our children here in this county. We ask your blessing upon them. Give them wisdom, guidance, and grace, and peace and patience, Lord, and supply their every need. Lord, we ask you to bless these on this school board with wisdom, guidance, and grace as they minister and make plans about the future of our schools and school systems. We thank you for hearing and answering this prayer. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you.
I'd like to turn it over to Dr. Hushar for our pledge and character trait.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good evening, everyone. I would like to invite up to lead us in our pledge Valentina Geiler and Anderson West. Both are 8th grade students at Cramerton Middle School, and their principal said they are hardworking students. So thank you both for being here. If we can now stand, they will lead us in the pledge. Thank you, Valentina and Anderson. And now, Mr. Chairman, I'd like to call up 2 students from New Hope Elementary School, Hilty Alexander, who is a 4th grader, and Ben Cass, who is a 5th grader. And they are going to share with us today the character trait of the month, which is responsibility.
Pay attention to detail, follow directions, are trustworthy, and always keep your word. Students who show responsibility are often considered the leaders of the school, which is why I try to earn my teachers' trust in each and every day.
Hello, my name is Benjamin Cass, and I'm a 5th grader at New Hope Elementary School. This month's character trait is responsibility. To me, responsibility means having control over something, or making sure to do something, or caring for someone without forgetting and without being asked. Some examples of being responsible are doing chores, babysitting, getting your work turned in on time, keeping your room clean, doing the right thing while you're home alone, focusing during school, getting to bed on time, and waking up on time. Thank you.
Nice. Thank you so much.
So our next item on the agenda is to adopt our agenda for the day. Do I hear a motion to adopt the agenda? Mr. Moore, second by Mr. Stevens. Excuse me, I can't get it out. The motion second. Is there any discussion on the agenda? Hearing none, all in favor? That's unanimous. Next up is good news. This gives us an opportunity to hear about good things that are happening across our school system. Mr. Higgins, what do you got for us tonight?
Members of the board and Superintendent Hushard, we have several items to share with you for our good news recognition for the month of October. In compliance with the North Carolina academically and intellectually gifted state standards, 14 of our classroom teachers recently completed a year-long coursework titled Gaston County Schools AIG Local Endorsement, or GALE, to obtain credentials to work with our gifted students. The The Gale coursework is designed to highlight and promote best instructional practices and provide training for educators. In addition to the coursework, the teachers had to complete 12 modules on gifted topics and conduct a case study. At this time, we would like to recognize the teachers who have achieved the Gale certification. And when I call your name, if you're with us this evening, if you will please come forward. We begin with Sierra Jenkins from Belmont Middle School.
I got the wrong ones.
Sierra, we'll have you step right over there on the X, and we'll just make a line for everyone. Next, we have with us Michael Solomon from Belmont Middle School. Morgan McCary from Cramerton Middle School and Sarah Snipes from Cramerton Middle School could not be with us this evening. We also have Lacey Pruitt from John Chavis Middle School. And I'm not sure Miss Pruitt is with us this evening. Next, we have Sydney Russell from John Chavis Middle School, and she is not with us, and Sarah Word from John Chavis Middle School. We also have with us Emily Trackus from East Gaston High School. Morgan Hannafin from W.C. Friday Middle School cannot be with us this evening. Next, we have Jasmine Melton from Holbrook Middle School. Now we would like to welcome Taylor Helms from Pinewood Elementary School. James Prince from Southwest Middle School. Not sure Mr. Prince is with us. Okay, you're going to accept on his behalf. April Deal from Stanley Middle School could not be with us. And then we have from Springfield Elementary School, Mary Bowen. We are very proud of the efforts of these teachers to obtain the Gale endorsement. We know that it took a lot of extra work and effort on their part, and we congratulate them on this achievement, and we know that we are very pleased with all that you do for our AIG program, and we know that our students will benefit from you earning the Gale credentials. And I believe Ms. Cherry has some remarks she'd like to share.
So, I'm gonna ask 2 questions. First of all, tell me what y'all did in the Gale program that lifted up your expertise in the AIT program. What did you learn that you already didn't know?
I'm
that you brought back?
traditional classroom teacher, but I was interested in learning how to meet the needs of children that were AIG throughout the entire day, but also children who didn't qualify AIG, but also were learning at a level higher than others.
Okay, anybody else?
Just focusing on the target student. Just you found that path with one child that you knew could be higher than the others, and you focused to go higher with them.
So I take it you all benefited from this course. Well, I know our children are benefiting, not only AIG, because y'all teach other children, correct? All the children in the classrooms. And we couldn't be more proud of y'all, more happy because of the new things that you're bringing into the classroom. So thank you so much. I hope you encourage some of your counterparts to do the same thing. So congratulations. Tell the other ones that they missed out. They're not going to be in the picture, but keep doing what you're doing. And thank you for being teachers here in Gaston County Schools. You're good. We're good. Thank you. No, you gotta shake hands.
And Mr. Chairman, we would like to acknowledge Kathleen Cook and John Stone, who are with us for all of their work that they do with our AIG program and our AIG teachers. Next on our list for good news, we had planned to recognize Elizabeth Woodruff. She is a student teacher at North Belmont Elementary School. She's also a senior elementary education major at Belmont Abbey College, and she received the North Carolina Student Science Teacher of the Year Award, but she is unable to be with us. We learned that this afternoon, and so we will plan to have her with us at the November meeting. Now we would like to recognize Cramerton Middle School, and we have several teachers from Cramerton with us, and we would like to invite Sydney Cole, Andrea Myers, Brooke Richardson, Misty Medlin, and Brenda Bradley to come forward. We also have the principal at Cramerton Middle School with us, Amy Tolson. If you all would come forward and make a line right there on the X. We are recognizing Cramerton this evening. Cramerton is our Padea school in Gaston County, and in May, Cramerton achieved an important milestone by advancing from the Padea seminar level to the Distinguished Padea Classroom Certification level. This is the second of 3 stages in the Padea certification and accreditation process. At this stage, teachers work to use the 3 main parts of Padea teaching in every classroom. These include direct instruction to share information, coaching to build academic skills, and seminar discussions to explore ideas and values. Together, these approaches create a strong and balanced learning experience. Earning the Padea Classroom certification means that high expectation and fairness are a part of every lesson, thus setting the foundation for the final stage of the certification process, the Padea Project. This accomplishment highlights the school's strong commitment to fostering a learning environment where students and teachers engage in meaningful discussion, critical thinking, and creative exploration. The Padea approach serves as the foundation of Cramerton's gifted and talented academy and continues to inspire academic excellence and a love of learning throughout the school community. And Mr. Stevens has this presentation.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your hard work. I know it wasn't easy to get to the second level. I'm not going to ask you when you're going to get to the third. I'm just going to ask you to let us know what you need to continue your good work and to help you get to the project level. But thank you again for such a dedication to these kids. Y'all are building our future in Gaston County. Our future is important. So we appreciate you guys. Yeah, you do. Absolutely. Well, congratulations.
Some of it is a little bit. I don't really know if it works, but we'll try it.
We have another recognition for Cramerton Middle School this evening, and now we would like to recognize Cramerton for the Unified Champion School Club. And we would like to invite the principal, Amy Tolson, to join us, along with Mindy Townsend, Christy Deering, Jennifer Pugh, and Carrie Curtis. the representatives we have for the Unified Champion School Club at Cramerton. Recently, the club earned the National Banner School title, which is a significant recognition from the Special Olympics for promoting a sense of community, involving everyone, and showing acceptance, kindness, and understanding within the school. Over the past year, Cramerton Middle has hosted a variety of activities that brought all students together, including a unified volleyball event and weekly club meetings that focus on fun, friendship, and teamwork. Students have also participated in Special Olympics events such as the Unified Track and Field Contest and a Unified Basketball Game. Cramerton is the second school in Gaston County to receive this honor from the Special Olympics. The first was Ashbrook High School, which earned the recognition 2 years ago. We commend the students and staff at Cramerton Middle for their outstanding dedication and on receiving the National Banner School title for the Unified Champion School Club. Congratulations.
You've been busy in that school. We appreciate the work that all of y'all do there, especially for our most vulnerable students. This is probably not good for me to do, Josh. My son's autistic. The struggles that y'all have with these kids. Thank you for the sacrifices that you make. Thank you for watching. I know it's not always easy, but it's worth it. So thank you. I want to get a hug from y'all. Y'all hold that together.
That's all you're.
Just a little bit this way. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah, well, you know, you get it, yeah. Thank you, appreciate you. Thank you very much for the work you do.
Two announcements. And Mr. Chairman, we have two reminders that we would like to share with the board. First, the annual fundraising campaign for the United Way of Gaston County begins next Monday, October the 27th, and runs through Friday, November the 7th. So we would like to thank our schools, students, employees, and parents in advance for their support. And with everyone's help, we can meet or even surpass our fundraising total this year of $125,000. Funds that are contributed go to support the United Way's programs that focus on education, financial stability, and health and wellness in our community. The second announcement that we have for you is exciting news. You may recall having Caleb Gordon of Ashbrook High School and Patrick Blee of South Point High School with us a couple of months ago when we recognized them for being named to the WSOC TV Big 22 Player of the Year contest. Thanks to everyone voting, we are pleased to announce that both Caleb and Patrick are 2 of the 5 finalists. So now it is time for everyone to start voting again in the finalist round. Voting will run until 10 a.m. next Monday, October the 27th, and you can go to the WSOC TV website. You can vote every day for Caleb and Patrick as they vie for the Player of the Year honors. And Chairman Chris, that completes our good news recognition for the month of October.
Thank you, Mr. Higgins. It's always a pleasure to hear all the outstanding things we have going on in our school system.
Just a quick point of
Stevens.
information. Can you vote once per day, or is it still 10 times per day?
I think it's like 9 times a day.
9 times a day, okay.
And switch URLs somewhere in between and double it.
IP Vantage.
Yeah. So each year, the board has an opportunity to highlight our principals. The board has very high expectations of these individuals who have been chosen to lead our schools, and tonight we thank them for all their hard work and dedication. Mr. Higgins is here to present a proclamation for the board to approve. Mr. Higgins?
And Mr. Chairman, it is a pleasure to present the National Principals Month proclamation to the Board of Education for consideration and approval. And at this time, I'd like to read the proclamation. The National Principals Month proclamation, whereas Each year, October is designated National Principals Month in recognition of principals, assistant principals, and school administrators for their role in providing the vision and leadership necessary to ensure a quality education for every child. And whereas principals, assistant principals, and school administrators are among the hardest working professionals in the education field, as they are responsible for establishing high academic standards, managing day-to-day operations, and striving to make their school a place for engaging and innovative teaching and learning in a safe and nurturing environment. And whereas school administrators also are responsible for building positive relationships with students, parents, teachers, staff, and the community to cultivate a school culture that is welcoming, supportive, collaborative, and contributes to the pursuit of student success. And whereas we are especially proud of all school administrators in Gaston County Schools, and we sincerely appreciate their dedication to promote the value and importance of education and to inspire success and a lifetime of learning. Now therefore be it resolved that the Gaston County Board of Education is pleased to join other boards of education across the United States in proclaiming October 2025 as National Principals Month, and encourages the citizens of Gaston County to join in the celebration by thanking all school administrators for their efforts to ensure success and excellence in K-12 public education. Be it further resolved that this proclamation be made a part of the minutes of the Board of Education adopted this, the 20th day of October 2025. And Mr. Chairman, we would like to ask the Board of Education to approve the proclamation for National Principals Month. And once it is approved, we have several guests with us to accept the proclamation on behalf of our principals, assistant principals, and school administrators.
Thank you, Mr. Higgins. Look for a motion from Mr. Moore, second from Mr. Ramsey. Any discussion? All in favor? And that is unanimous.
And Mr. Chairman, joining us to accept the National Principals Month proclamation are Jamie Wallace of Woodhill Elementary School. She is the current Gaston County Principal of the Year. Charlotte Friday of W.A. Best Elementary School, who is the current Gaston County Schools Assistant Principal of the Year. Dr. Rebecca Hufstatler of East Gaston High School, a past winner of the Gaston County Principal of the Year Award, who is serving as the chairman of the Principals Leadership Team. And Dr. Josh Allen of South Point High School, who is serving as a member of the Principals Leadership Team. We'd like for them to come forward at this time.
I figured I'd just throw it down and see who wanted to So I'll let somebody hold that in. So I don't think we could say anything else. The proclamation says it all, but all of our principals are super dedicated. We ask a lot out of these folks. It's not only managing our school, it's not only helping our kids, it's the financials of the school, it's the bus routes, it's everything that goes along with running the school, and it is a thankless job sometimes, and we thank them for what they do. And they help our students have a solid environment to be in every day. So thank you all for what you do for us.
Very good.
Okay, next principal meeting, thank everybody. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. So again, thank you all for helping us celebrate the good news, and our principals, Mr. Higgins, thank you for those presentations tonight. Our next item is our classroom moment, and this classroom moment gives the board an opportunity to see examples of good things happening in our district every day. Our focus this afternoon is no nonsense nurturing. We would like to, and we're looking forward to learning more about that. Tonight, we're going to be led by Executive Director Kevin Dorn and his group of folks who are going to help him. Thank you.
Thank you. Good evening, members of the board, Chairman Christ, Vice Chairman Cherry, Dr. Bouchard. I'm excited to present to you the No Nonsense Nurturer training currently taking place in 10 of our elementary and middle schools, with 2 additional schools beginning mid-year. No Nonsense Nurturer is a research-backed approach to classroom management designed to improve student engagement and create a strong school culture. We have seen impressive results in the short time that we have partnered with No Nonsense Nurturer. You may recall that Greer Middle School piloted this program for us last spring, and it was one of the key strategies that helped the school move from not meeting to exceeding growth.
We are so excited to be here tonight with Principals Jamie Wallace and William Winston. Both principals have partnered with Student Support Services and No Nonsense Nurturer. I would also like to recognize 3 of our teachers that are with us tonight. Miss Crystal Hall from Holbrook, Miss Kayla Lipscomb from Greer, please stand, and Mrs. Davia Stevens Stewart from Woodhill Elementary.
Thank you. No Nonsense Nurturer training provides teachers with a 4-step framework. Give precise directions, which is a scripted, consistent way of giving directions. Use positive narration. This is a practice to focus students without negative interaction. Implement accountability systems. These are fair and in the moment. And then building relationships that are respectful and appropriate with the teacher, which is seen as the instructional leader of the classroom. And at this time, we will show the video outlining the 4-step model in action. No Nonsense Nurturing is an approach for teachers that helps them with classroom management. It is designed so that teachers can create a safe, structured, and consistent learning environment for all students that focuses on engagement, respect, and overall academic success.
There are 4 parts to the No Nonsense Nurturing model that we use in our classroom. Giving precise directions lets students know what you expect them to do.
So 1, you're going to go to your number, to your question number. Victoria, what's your question number? 8.
Teachers use positive narration to recognize and point out the actions of students who are following the directions. This encourages other students to also follow the directions.
The brother is working quietly in his book, doing his spiral review.
Having accountability is important because it helps with making sure everyone is on the same page.
Waterfall. Doralisa's eyes are on me. Summer's eyes are on me. Aubrey's eyes are on me. Everyone's eyes are on me. That is 100% participation. That is a class point.
The key component of the 4-part model is building a trusting relationship with students. This lets them know that you, as the teacher, truly care about them and their success.
We have spent time training our teachers on the 4 parts of No Nonsense Nurturing, and we are seeing the positive results. We know that a classroom must have structure before it is high achieving. And this model is bringing effective structure that we need to make sure that all students are being successful.
I have struggled at times, and I have colleagues who have struggled with managing the classroom, handling student behavior, and figuring out how and what the classroom should really look like from day to day. Having a consistent structure in place shows our students that, you know, when we are in the classroom, we are going to be organized, we are going to be focused, and we are going to be ready for the teaching and learning experience.
As a no-nonsense nurturer, I want my students to be involved in learning. I want them to know that my classroom is a safe place for them where they can ask questions, be a part of discussions and activities, and realize what they are capable of achieving. When your classroom has energy, engagement, and purpose, you're going to have a classroom that gives you higher academic results and an overall great educational experience for students.
We would like to thank you for allowing us to share how the No Nonsense Nurturer training is transforming our classrooms. At this time, I would also like to thank the Gaston County Education Foundation for providing funding for this important opportunity. By giving teachers the tools to set clear expectations, build meaningful relationships, and keep students focused on learning, we are seeing stronger engagement and improved outcomes for all of our students. We are excited to continue this work. We look forward to the lasting impact that it will have on our schools and on our community. Thank you.
Thank you all. We do appreciate that presentation, and we, again, are amazed at all the hard work that is going on in our system and in our classrooms, so thank you very much. Next item on the agenda is public expression. This allows the public to speak to the board about items that are of concern to them. The board will set aside 30 minutes of our meeting for citizens to speak. Before we proceed, we'll hear the outlines and rules and procedures. Citizens wishing to make comment who have completed a request to speak form prior to the beginning of the meeting will be recognized by the chair and requested to step to the microphone to make their comments. Citizens will state their name and address for the record. Comments will be limited to 3 minutes. Board members do not respond to public expression during public comment period. Public expression does not allow for comments on confidential or personnel matters. Speakers who wish to give the board information will hand it to our clerk, Ms. Cindy Beck, and the chair shall rule on all points of order during public expression. And tonight, I think we have one person signed up, and that appears to be Aaron Jordan.
Aaron Jordan, 441 Neal Road, Bessemer City, North Carolina, 28016. My name is Aaron Jordan. My daughter is a student at an elementary school. I'm here tonight to make the board aware of inappropriate conduct by a teacher toward my daughter in accordance with policy 1725 and 1726, Title IX sexual harassment. My daughter reported that her teacher has touched her on the hip and that made her feel uncomfortable and used pet names toward her in class. These behaviors constitute unwelcome physical and verbal conduct of a sexual nature. October 1st, late evening, my wife received a phone call from classmate 1's parent saying classmate 2's guardian called her to mention that classmate 2 said that the teacher rubbed her on her arm and also touched my daughter. October 2nd in the morning, before school, I asked my daughter what's been going on about a particular class. She said that the teacher calls her baby girl and baby doll, and he has touched and grabbed her with one hand by the waist. She also states the teacher splits boys and girls up during exercises and stands behind certain girls as they are bending over stretching. She said that some girls wear hoodies and sweatshirts around their waist to cover their behind. I call the school. The principal isn't there due to a countywide principal meeting. We leave messages, but we were told she will be back the next day. I emailed the principal that my other daughter is scheduled to have this class the next day, and she is not to go to class. After our child gets home, she tells us the principal came back. While back, she called 11 girls to the office to talk. There was also a county admin there. My daughter said the principal asked her questions, but she couldn't finish some answers before other questions were being asked. I find this a little troublesome, as I think a parent should be present for questions regarding sensitive subject matter. I speak to the principal later on in the day. She tells me she's going to doing the investigation and paperwork on her end to turn into HR the next day. One of two things would then happen. Teacher is suspended for further investigation or returns to class with actions to follow. She told me that names were left off for privacy. October 3rd, after school, when I picked my daughter up, she tells me the teacher left early Friday morning. I assumed he was suspended for further investigation. October 6th, my wife picks up my daughters, and the teacher we have an issue with puts our daughters in the car. We find out that he left on his own Friday and returned Monday on his own. My wife called the principal to get an update on what was going on. My wife was told by the principal that the teacher said he only brushed her hair back. So my daughter's privacy was not kept, and his story does not match up with my daughter. She referred us to a liaison, student and or teacher principal liaison. That went back and forth, and he referred us to someone else with HR, and that's been going back and forth, and we were waiting some more information from her. Now, neither of my daughters get to go to PE because I can't take the chance that something else won't happen to them. My oldest daughter has won the PE award just about every year she has been at the school. During these conversations with administrators, we were told that half of what was done and said to these children is an absolute no-no, but half of it could be girls talking and rumors starting, and these girls feeling self-conscious about their bodies. So it's their fault that they feel uncomfortable. Why didn't this happen with a different teacher back in the same course in May? Ask yourself one question. If a man touched your child in a way that made them extremely uncomfortable, would you leave your child alone with them?
How much longer do you have?
I skipped some stuff, so.
Okay.
I have copies of it.
No, if you needed another second or two, I could give it to
Okay,
you.
I appreciate it. I'll go back. So it's their fault they feel uncomfortable about being touched and talked to like this. Why didn't they feel this way in May with a different teacher of the same course? The lack of transparency is appalling and unacceptable. For an alleged sexual assault allegation to be investigated in a matter of days is unimaginable. In trying to get more information, we have reached out to other parents who have kids in other grades. We found out a complaint was filed on this teacher earlier this year for being on his phone during class and holding his phone in a way that looked like he was taking pictures. And then ask yourself one question. If a man touched your child in a way that made them extremely uncomfortable, would you leave your kid alone with them?
Thank you.
May I leave these with you for contact information?
Thank you. Ms. McGraw, we didn't have anybody else sign up. Thank you. So our next item on the agenda is to approve the minutes of our September 15th regular meeting. Are there any corrections to the meeting? So Ms. Smith, Ms. Cherry on the second. Any discussion on those minutes? All in favor? And that's unanimous. Next, we'll hear from our Operations Committee. That is chaired, Lord, I'm having a hard time tonight, by Mr. Moore. Mr. Moore?
Mr. Chairman, Dr. Cherry will give that report.
Thank you, sir.
The Operations Committee met on Monday, October 6th, this year at 8:30 here in the Central Office Boardroom. Committee members in attendance were Chairman Brent Moore, myself, Todd Kinlaw, and Lee Dedman. The minutes from the August 4th and September 8th meetings were reviewed and approved. Associate Superintendent Gary Hoskins provided an update on the state budget. The comprehensive state budget still has not been finalized. The General Assembly will reconvene on October 21st and will continue to meet once a week each month thereafter until we get an approved budget. Mr. Hoskins indicated that the proposed budget resolution will be brought to the next Operations Committee meeting for discussion and subsequent board approval, ensuring operational continuity while remaining flexible for adjustments once the state budget is approved. TSS, Infinite Campus. Kyle Wood reported that the student portal launched on September 3rd. Additional training was also provided to the data managers on the 16th. And the campus parent portal, which you all should have gotten, was to launch on October 16th. Automated emails and tutorials were made available to all the parents. A campus parent academy will be available on the Gaston County School website for future support. School library updates. Laura Long shared information regarding House Bill 805, which requires public access to school library and classroom book collections, allowing parents and guardians to identify titles through the school websites that they do not wish their children to borrow. Staff has added links to each school library's catalog under the Find It Fast tab section on every school website. All school libraries are currently in full compliance with this legislation. HR update. Beth Suber, Executive Director of Human Resources, noted that there is an 82% substitute file rate through ESS, 37 district-wide vacancies, and available opportunities for HR resource support through new principals, beginning teachers, and licensure questions. Operations updates. Assistant Superintendent Bessie Harvey asked the committee to consider upgrading athletic fields to turf installations for budget planning purposes. She highlighted that turf fields provide year-round playability, increased durability, and reduced maintenance requirements. Chairman Chris requested that Ms. Harvey provide a detailed cost comparison of turf versus natural gas fields, including installation and maintenance, for the board's consideration in future meetings. Contract discussions. The committee reviewed several contracts which were recommended for placement on the consent agenda for this meeting tonight. The motion to approve these contracts as presented, carried unanimously. Legal updates. Attorney Sonia McGraw advised that the newly formed policy committee is prepared to convene to review and discuss the latest policy revisions. The date for the initial meeting will be announced at a later time, but I can announce that it will be on the 26th of this month, Wednesday. 29th, sorry, I inverted. Dr. Huchard highlighted formative assessment, Dr. Huchard highlighted formative assessment initiatives led by the Academic and Services Department. He emphasized that formative assessments measure student outstanding and help teachers identify and address learning gaps. That's a mouthful. The next Operations Committee meeting is scheduled for Monday, November 3rd, here in the boardroom at 8:30, and that's the report.
Thank you, Ms. Cherry, and thank you to our Operations Committee. Our next report is from our Curriculum and Instruction Committee. Mr. Ramsey is the chair of that committee.
Yes, thank you. I'll be doing the report tonight. Our Curriculum and Instruction Committee met October 6, 2025. Our committee members are Robbie Lovelace, Janice Smith, A.M. Stephen, and me as chair. Associate Superintendent Tanya Kells, Chief Accountability Officer Kelly Cunningham, Executive Directors Anera Henderson and Tyler West presented the information on the 2025-2026 Academic Service Pathway. Leading, Teaching, and Learning is the Action Strategy Plan goals and school improvement plans. This item will be presented to the full board tonight. High school exam schedule. Executive Director Brian Denton presented information regarding changes in the high school exam requirement from the Department of the Public Instructions. Key updates include state required testing must occur during the final 5 days of the semester. Teacher-made final exam for non-state test scores will continue during this window. A new state-level policy allows for retesting of end-of-course EOC exams within the same semester. This represents a shift from prior practice, where retesting occurred only at the end of the year. This is a good thing. Dr. Denton presented the proposal fall semester high school exam schedule to align with these state requirements. This item is on the consent agenda for approval. Legal updates. Attorneys Sonia McGraw reported that newly formed policy committee of the board is prepared to convene to review and discuss proposed policy revisions. The list of current policy under review was presented. The date for initial committee meetings will be scheduled and announced at a later time. Kendrick's update. Assistant Superintendent Dr. Powers provided us an update on the ongoing partnership. Telehealth clinics are now available for all 56 schools. This is a wonderful thing, allowing students, staff to access virtually medical consultations with physicians for various health needs. School-based therapy services are also available district-wide. Through collaboration among school counselors, school workers, and principals, students may refer the therapy with the parent consent and proper documentation. This service enables students to meet with licensed therapists during the school day while remaining on campus. The Vision Bus provided on-site vision care for students when 10 or more parents request a school visit. Service includes eye exams and eyeglass fittings. The dental bus continued to serve Title I schools, providing dental screening, preventive care, and cleaning for students with parent consent. These partnerships strengthen the district committees to support the overall health and well-being of students and staff. Our next curriculum and instruction meeting will be November the 3rd, 2025 at 11:30. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Mr. Ramsey. And we appreciate the Curriculum and Instruction Committee, and those are information items. The next item on our agenda is the 25-26 Academic Services Path Forward. And this item will be presented by the Academic Services team. Ms. Kales is up first. Thank you.
Members and Superintendent Huchard, as promised from last board meeting, we are here tonight to share and highlight the district's strategy for leading, teaching, and learning. We want to ground our work in our SMART goals focused on student outcomes based upon the 24-25 state results that we shared with you during the last board meeting. You can see here our focus is around increasing grade level proficiency, increasing the percentage of schools that meet and exceed growth, decreasing the number of low-performing schools, while also increasing our cohort graduation rate, and continuing to work on our EL progress, as well as our ACT and work keys. Our ultimate goal is graduation. We want every student to have their day just as these Ashbrook students had theirs last May. We have 3 parts to our strategy: leading, teaching, and learning in Gaston County schools. We're going to start with leading, and our secondary executive directors, Dr. Denton and Mr. Duran, are going to share some of our key strategies.
Thank you very much. So we are going to start with talking about what we are doing with our school leadership in Gaston County. One of those is that we have, as you know, 4 executive directors who work directly with principals. We make at least monthly visits to the schools to work side by side with those principals as they lead teaching and learning at their school sites. We created last year a tool to help guide that work, which we have enhanced this year with specific activities each month where we, in hand with the principal and occasionally the assistant principals, go and see them in the operation of their work, not just necessarily sitting in the office and talking to them about what they're doing, but actually going to see that in action. So, for example, this month, that included us attending professional learning community meetings with the principal to watch their facilitation of those discussions. In addition, we have reorganized the way we provide direct feedback to principals by focusing on an observation we've made during our visit, illustrating the impact of that observation on the school and student learning, and finally giving the principals next steps to work on between that visit and our succeeding time with them. Teachers are also receiving that sort of feedback as our principals and assistant principals visit classrooms. Classroom walkthroughs are a tool that most school districts use, but we have tried to take that to another level this year by having a unified tool across the district of what principals and assistant principals are looking for during those classroom visits, and also aligning how feedback is provided to teachers through what we refer to as AIC feedback, affirmation, illustrating the impact on student learning and giving the teacher a challenge or something to continue to improve their practice, so that across all 56 schools, teachers are receiving clear, bite-sized feedback in the same format as our principals and assistant principals are in those classrooms.
We've also redesigned our administrative meetings to intentionally build the capacity of our school leaders. Principal meetings include school visits, where participants put learning into practice through activities such as classroom observations and sharpening instructional feedback. You also see them here pictured working collaboratively on strategic planning and deepening their understanding of best practices such as data-driven instruction. These sessions have been very well received by our school leaders. Survey responses highlight their appreciation for being connected to the GCS strategic plan, the opportunity to practice classroom walkthroughs that lead to actionable teacher feedback, and valuable collaboration and networking with colleagues. And at this time, I'd like to turn it over to our elementary executive directors, Tyler West and Anara Henderson.
Good evening. Our focus on teaching is comprehensive and intentional. This year we are refining curriculum documents and pacing guides, providing targeted professional development, offering consistent support for our newest teachers, and also strengthening PLC protocols. We'd like to share more information about each of these best practices with you tonight. On the screen, you can see our curriculum documents, which are designed to give teachers clarity, alignment, and support from the big picture down to daily instruction. The first one is a semester at a glance, which offers an overview of pacing and units across a semester or across a year if you're an elementary student or teacher. These are aligned to state standards. In the middle is a curriculum unit guide example. This serves as a detailed roadmap for each unit, including specific learning objectives and assessments and resources. And then we have a daily pacing calendar, which breaks instruction down day by day, highlighting student activities and promoting the effective use of instructional time. This slide is an example of a 4th grade math daily pacing calendar. It shows an interim assessment and 2 reteach days. The addition of these reteach days is new this year, and it makes sure that teachers have dedicated time to respond to their data after every interim assessment. You can also see a lesson plan with built-in differentiation, and on the right is a screenshot of a 4th grade math slide deck, which the teachers use to deliver instruction.
We continue with teaching in Gaston with our professional development offerings. Professional development is essential to assuring that great teaching happens in every classroom. Ongoing learning deepens the leader's understanding of standards and strengthens instructional consistency across our district. Each month, our K-12 curriculum coordinators offer multiple professional learning opportunities designed to meet teachers' needs in real time. We'd also like to highlight our new teacher supports. The work in our department includes monthly tip sessions for our beginning teachers from beginning 1, beginning to beginning 3. Our new teachers also we're proud that our new teacher support facilitators are offering coaching to every one of our BT1s across the district. This allows those individuals to work in concert with our principals to ensure that our BTs are being well supported, and hopefully we can retain talent. Professional learning communities, also known as PLCs. This graphic organizer details what should happen in the PLC cycle, including unit planning, which is unpacking of the standards provided by the North Carolina Standard Course of Study, delivery of instruction, where teachers are actually up modeling for each other what instruction should look like to ensure that it meets the depth and height of each standard. They focus on formative assessments like checks for understanding and exit tickets to make sure that children are learning and growing as they should be. We are implementing interim assessments every 6 to 8 weeks, focusing first on our math classes where children are tested on what has been taught, and then there is in-depth data analysis that happens to ensure that we are drilling down to exactly what our students need to make sure they can master content. The reteach is built into our pacing calendar, and reteach happens right after teachers create their reteach plan so that children can move forward in quick time. At this time, we'll move into learning in Gaston with our Chief Accountability Officer.
Thank you. So now I do want to share our actions as it relates to learning in Gaston County Schools, and specifically wanted to highlight 2 items. One is our district-wide assessment calendars, and second are our data-driven instruction planning days. But first, I wanted to take you back to something you just heard Executive Director Henderson talk about, and those are our interim assessments. So those are formative assessments that really are about for learning. They're for teachers' use to help inform their instructional planning. So those assessments measure what students have learned within a specific time frame of instruction, and then they help us to identify what are those specific gaps in their mastery of the standards, and then that helps teachers know exactly what they need to reteach or possibly enrich to continue to grow all of our students. So again, it also can be a reflective tool for teachers, so teachers can reflect back on the effectiveness of their instruction as they think forward to some of their planning moving ahead. In our first phase, we have had a laser-like focus on our 4th grade math, 7th grade math, and Math 1, but we are also doing these interims and the analysis and action planning related to those assessments in all of our other core area subjects and grades as well. And so far, the feedback around the assessments themselves and the work that we're doing based on that data from those assessments has been really valuable. We're getting great feedback both from our principals and our teachers. So we're really excited about that work. We do have assessment calendars, as mentioned. So these outline at all of the different levels, elementary, middle, and high school, what those dates are for those assessments for the entire school year. So teachers, as they do some of their long-term planning, will be able to know exactly what they need to teach prior to those assessments because they can see the dates of those assessments for the entire school year. We also have a common platform that teachers use. This is the platform. Students actually take the assessments on this platform, and then the very next day after students take the assessment, then district leaders, principals, other leaders within the school building, and the teachers are immediately able to see that data from those assessments the next day. So there's no lapse in being able to act upon that data, and they're able to see information. You see here just a brief screenshot of kind of the initial overarching report. It will tell us how many students were assessed on that particular assessment. You can see average percent correct, but then you can also see percent of student mastery. There's obviously a lot of other detailed reports we use in professional learning with our teachers. So when we do professional learning, we have done this for a full day with groups of teachers from across the schools in the district. So just as here is an outline of what that day looks like. So the first half of the day is led by our data integration specialist and really focuses on a deep analysis of what students have done on those interim assessments, really getting down to how do they perform on standards, how do they perform on specific questions that were asked on those assessments. That's the whole first part of the day. And then based on what they learn in the first half of the day, that informs the second half of the day, and that's led by our curriculum coordinators, and it really helps them, based on what they've learned in that first half of the day, what do we need to reteach, and what are those specific models for reteach that teachers can use in their lessons. This is just a brief glimpse at some of the sessions we've had recently with teachers. It's been really exciting to see teachers from across schools having the opportunity to interact and learn from one another. They've had opportunities to time away from their buildings to really dive in with their colleagues to, again, look at the data and plan the reteach, but also the opportunity for them to collaborate across schools has been one of the great benefits. And you should see here in this feedback, this is again just a sampling of some feedback from some of those professional learning days. It's been very positive. I'll call out a few of the feedback comments that we saw quite a bit. One is they just simply appreciated the time to do this valuable work and to be able to really focus in on that. They appreciated the opportunity to learn specifically what reports are available in SchoolNet, how to access those and leverage the information in them. And then they've appreciated a lot of the resources that our curriculum team has provided with them to really help them in moving forward with the reteach. And with that, I will turn it back over to Tanya.
So our team has just shared a highlight of many strategies that we have in place focused on leading, teaching, and learning in Gaston County schools. So now we'll open it up to questions or discussion. You see how my team appropriately put me up here last for this last slide, correct? Right. So what questions or discussion do you have, discussion points about any of the strategies focused on leading, teaching, and learning in Gaston County schools?
Any question from the Dallas?
So you have data points for kids.
I'm sorry, what?
We have data points for kids.
Yes.
So where are our data points for the new teaching? When do you have, you were doing all this professional development. So where are, and that's probably not the right term, but where are data points that we're going to see where the successes of all this collaboration with our teachers? When will you be able to assess that the programs that we're doing, you're seeing great successes in the class, which I know we are.
Correct.
Am I making sense what I'm asking?
Yes, you are. You are. Let me see if I can answer it in a couple of different ways. So I think ultimately we will see the success at the end of grade and EOC results. Like we'll see the gains there.
Absolutely.
Because we are closely monitoring teaching and learning in a way we've not done in the past. Okay. I would say for our teachers, with our new teacher support facilitators that are working with our new teachers, we actually have a coaching spreadsheet for every time they're in one of those classrooms, what they're coaching on, and the feedback that the principals have access to and my team has access to. So what we're tracking, Dot, is what are the inputs of teacher behaviors or leadership in the classroom that are aligned to student outcomes. So that then we can say, when we go in classrooms and we see these things, we see a high rate of student learning. So it's a charting of the interim data, yes.
Okay.
But it's also a charting of the teacher behaviors in the classroom, working directly with our students, that we need to magnify when we've got it right and support other teachers that may need that level of support in their classrooms.
Okay, I just didn't know if there was going to be, if there was a certain stop point, like there is with, that we're doing with the students, that you have certain stop points with teachers and administrators, that you're doing
I think
interim evaluations and that type of thing.
So I think what we'll see this year is that we're going to try to capture all of our strategy work together and then correlate that to our results at the end.
Okay.
I think what we're doing clearly, what I can guarantee and stamp, is that we're doing best practices, research-based practices that are linked towards student outcomes.
Okay.
Now, our work is doing those practices with fidelity in all of our classrooms. But we also need to give each other grace that we're growing in this space too. We'll get better and better as the year goes on.
And I understand that. I
Yeah.
just didn't know if there was something else in play, you know, just, okay, thank you.
Any other questions or
Oh,
comments?
I have a comment/question. So I do know that we have our work cut out for us, and thank you so much to your team for, leading the charge and being intentional. You know that I'm huge with data, so the first moment we met, I was like, what's your data? But my big question is I know we have the 10 innovation schools that we're focusing on, but this is not specific to that. That is district-wide, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So when we have a district-wide initiative where we are trying to standardize what we are teaching, we're trying to qualify how we're teaching, and then we're trying to quantify the success of that, how are we seeing that established teachers are receiving that change? Because I know a lot of people have their own methods, a lot of people have their own way of leading classrooms. Are we still seeing that creativity still happen in classrooms with this new form of teaching and this new form of structure?
Right. Well, I think in all honesty, change is always hard as we adjust strategy towards the expectations that we have for student performance. What I like to say is that we're really tight on the what we're going to teach, and we're really tight around our district resources that have been vetted and research-based, around our pacing, around our interims that are aligned to the standards, so that we know that we're clearly preparing our kids. But the how of the art of teaching is what the nuances come out within each teacher in their classroom. The how is their space, which that's the space that drives teachers every day to do the work. What we have to hold tight, though, is that every fourth grader in Gaston County should be guaranteed a curriculum that no matter what school they attend, that we can say we have delivered on this product of standard course study, grade level expectation. Okay, so the art of teaching, Jana, is really the execution of the district resources. Okay, now do people want to say, well, we didn't use the district resources before? What we want to do is just say we're trying to drive ourselves as a district to moving away from a district of schools to a school district. What's our model for teaching and learning in Gaston County? And we're creating that across this year.
And thank you, I appreciate that.
Yeah. But change is hard, and we understand
Absolutely.
that. And we're leaning in as best we can to support as we go through this.
And Mr. Chairman, you asked this question, I was going to answer the science and the art of teaching. I will say this, that we are doing things differently, and this is change, and change can be difficult for a lot of us. So I just want to say thank you, Tanya, to your team for the energy and effort you're putting into this. This is changing for the better, teaching and learning in Gaston County, and we are excited about it.
Yeah.
So again, thank you.
It's exciting for
and
us,
academic
I
team.
think, for us to see it in schools, the impact of the work with our students. And I think the more that we get into the cycle of the PLC work in the interim work and the reteach, I think we're going to see our students' learning really accelerate. I believe that our students are fully capable of learning at a fast rate. Thank you.
Anybody else? Thank you, Ms. Kells, and thank you to your team and all the hard work that goes into our district. It is amazing, and thank you for that hard work. Next on our agenda is the consent agenda. Need a motion to approve the consent agenda. Mr. Ramsey, second by Mr. Stevens. Any discussion on the consent agenda? All in favor? That's unanimous. And finally, our superintendent's comments. Dr. Huchard.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman and members of the board. Again, it is good to be with you all this evening. And of course, I do have a few items I'd like to share with you. First, it is a pleasure to officially announce this evening that Don and Mary Doctor have donated the former Armstrong Athletic Club property on Robinwood Road in Gastonia to Gaston County Schools. The property, which is valued in excess of $2 million, is an incredible facility, and work is underway to transform the building from a gymnasium to a multi-space where teachers, administrators, students, and others can engage in academic-related programs, workshops, and events. So you're going to be hearing more about this vision and this property in the future. We do plan to have a ribbon cutting and grand opening ceremony in January. Again, we want to thank Don and Mary Doctor for this generous gift to Gaston County Schools. We are extremely grateful and appreciative. As well, this week, we want to remind everyone that October is North Carolina Countdown to College Month, when high school counselors encourage students to complete their college applications, financial information. Additionally, during College Week application, which is this week, many universities and colleges waive all of their application fees. So it's a not-to-miss event this week. We want our high school students and their parents to know that this is the time to start thinking about college and taking the necessary steps to make sure applications and other items are complete. Students and parents who have questions about the college process should certainly reach out to their high school counselors and administrative team. Also, I want to inform you we had a very informative and successful Parent Advisory Council meeting last Tuesday at the Gaston Early College High School. We had 68 parents come out and represent from schools. I'm appreciative that they took time out of their busy schedules to be there, and we really appreciate their attendance. I had the opportunity to give a presentation that highlighted all the great things that are happening in Gaston County Schools and brought attention to several of our academic programs that are enhancing the teaching and learning. We also introduced our strategic plan and gave an overview of what a strategic plan is and why it's important. This is important too, that during small groups discussions, we asked the parents to give us feedback, not only on the information we've already started planning in our strategic plan, but also what it should look like. So they helped us develop it. Overall, our parents were complimentary of what our schools are doing and supported academics to provide quality school experience for their children and others. The feedback received from the parents will be incorporated on this ongoing development of our strategic plan. The annual Gaston County Marching Band Fanfare will be held on Saturday, November 1st from 3 to 7 p.m. in the stadium at Stuart W. Kramer High School. Tickets are $10, and we invite everyone to join us to support our 10 high school marching bands and see the amazing performances that they've been working on. And finally, we want to remind everyone that report cards for the first 9 weeks will be distributed on Thursday. And looking ahead on the calendar, there's no school for both students and employees on Tuesday, November 11th, it's a very special day where we celebrate our veterans and all they have contributed and given to our world and society. Mr. Chairman, that completes my comments for this evening.
Thank you, Dr. Huchard. So as we close our meeting today, it is always a pleasure to thank the community and our teachers, students, and staff for their support of our district, and we appreciate everything they do for us daily. Our next regular board meeting will be held on November 17th, 2025. We do need a closed session tonight to talk about personnel and consult with our attorney, Ms. Cherry.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I make a motion that we go into closed session under North Carolina General Statute 143-318.11A3 and A6 for consultation with attorney and personnel.
Second, Mr. Moore, any discussion on closed session? All in favor? Thank you. We're in closed session. All right, we're back in open session. Thank you, everyone. Need a motion to adjourn our meeting. Mr. Stevens on the motion, Ms. Smith on the second. Any discussion? All in favor? Good night, we're adjourned.